on, vloggers, bloggers, and everyday home brewers? It's time for another episode of Toilet Vlog Brewing. Either way, a couple things real quick. I got my Buzz shirt on, and we finally made it to the third video with bottle conditioning. So bottle conditioning is the act of basically adding sugar or fermentable sugar to your brew and then bottling it and then locking it off so it can be carbonated. So I know in one of the last videos I said I was going to use those little carbonation drops, but I decided not to. And I actually got on the the Discord that my Buzz Brewing uses, and one of my buddies, Glenn, ended up finding a bottle conditioning calculator. And it's actually really cool. I'm going to put a link in the description below, but this thing has got everything. It lets you choose your desired CO2, but the cool thing about this is that it actually also lets you choose by brew as well too, or what kind of, like, what do you got? Like, see, like I got an English brown ale, because that's what we did, Northern English brown ale, and it's 2.1 volumes of CO2. So the current beer temperature is 70, and we're doing it at a 5-gallon rate. And I know you can't see anything, kind of, yeah, we tried that last time. But yeah, it's got all kinds of things on here. Look, it goes by corn sugar, sucrose, which is regular sugar, turbinado sugar, dextrose, corn syrup, brown sugar, molasses, maple syrup. Wow, it's even got DME on here. Belgian candy sugar, and all kinds of stuff on here. But yeah, I'll put a link in the description below, and you can use it to carbonate your home brew and figure out what you need to do. But before we get to all that, let's talk about what bottling conditioning is. And that's basically just the act of the yeast eating the sugar and this being locked off and it carbonating because of it. So like I said, we're going to be using turbinado sugar. And I've also got my bottle caps, got 144 over here. Now these are oxygen barrier crowns, so that means they don't really absorb oxygen, but they will just keep it in. And we don't have to worry about our beer oxidizing or anything crazy like that. It's going to be about that much air in there. And then I've also got this cool thing, and this is a bottle capper. So basically you'll take your cap, there's a little magnet right there, put it on there, and then, well, not like that, but be more like this. And then don't do stupid shit like that. So I've got the actual brown ale right over here. There's no activity. It's just been chilling. And it's been probably about 6 days total altogether. But what we're going to do is that we're going to take the empty carboy right here, and we're going to make our sugar, water, and make sure it's all dissolved in there and everything. The calculated amount for ours was, because we're going to be using turbinado, so right here, so 88.44 grams. And I actually have a scale just for grams, because it says 0.43 cups, so I have no idea how much that is. So we'll just measure it out by grams, because it will be easier that way. So what we'll do is that we'll dissolve our sugar in a little bit of water, probably about 1 cup of water altogether, get it nice and melt it down in there, and then we'll rack it off, or we'll pour it into this. And then after that, what we'll do is that we'll take this guy and then we'll rack it into the clear carboy over there, into the empty one with the sugar water. And so the act of it kind of filling up and everything like that will just do the work for us. We don't have to worry about mixing anything, or if there's any kind of like bubbling going on with this guy, we don't have to worry about that fizzing up or anything like that, because you don't want to really degas the thing, because sometimes when you do with wine is that you take this thing and it with a drill and degas it, because you don't, unless you want a non-carbonated thing. So yeah, it's a super easy process. At the end of this, we'll have a video that goes through everything, and I'll do the voiceover like I did last time. Hopefully you won't hear me breathing in the background. But yeah, it's super simple, it's super easy. And once we get these all locked off, I've got some boxes over here that are specially made to hold bottles, and we just let them sit for a couple weeks, and we're basically good to go. The only other thing I didn't add is that we're going to be using a racking cane, like the same thing we used in the last video, but it's also going to have this cool thing. Hold on a second, I have to cough apparently. We're going to be using this cool thing, and this is a bottling wand. And so what it is that you hook it up to your to your racking cane, the tube, and then you literally just press down and it will just fill the bottle up, and you'll take it out right by here, and then we'll put the cap on. But yeah, we'll go through the whole entire process and the video anyway. So see you on the other side. And there you go, folks. That's how you do a beer. Got it right here, capped up and everything. Bottle condition is super easy. I mean, you see that tiny little bit of sugar we put in there, and it's just gonna, the yeast that's still left over is gonna eat all that and carbonate this up. There will be a tiny little yeast cake at the bottom, like tiny little. But so when you do go to like pour your beer out and everything like that, like kind of keep it tilted like this, so you don't like get all that yeast in there, because yeah, that causes all kinds of stomach aches and diarrhea. Not for me. I mean, for new home brewers it does sometimes. I mean, it really just depends on how it is. But either way, I did take a little bit off to kind of give a smell and everything like that. It doesn't taste kind of as rich as it did, because I tried it when we tested our gravity the first time. But yeah, this is what was left over from when I tried the gravity, but I already capped everything. But oh yeah, I always forgot to mention 42, 12 ounces is what it ended up coming out to. So it's not super cold, but it's definitely a brown ale. Yeah, you can definitely smell the grains that were used. It's going to taste completely different once it's carbonated, but I like it. I think it's pretty good. I remember it wasn't super boozy. It ended up coming out to like 4.48, I think, altogether. But, you know, that's kind of almost how much a light beer is these days. Like something like a Bud Light is like 4.50 or something like that. But either way, like I said, beer is super easy. It's relatively cheap, you know, with a few supplies here and there. And you know, like I think when I bought these at Friar Tuck, I think it was like $11.50 for a full case of 24, and I got 2 of them. Now this hobby can add up, and I've said that before in my previous videos, but once you buy your main stuff, as long as you're not upgrading to the next level of something more expensive or something better, then you can keep your brewing equipment for years and years and years, and you know, just keep making stuff, try new things. It's, I mean, the whole entire point, you know. But yeah, we'll come back in like another 2 weeks and do a tiny little update of what it looks like and if they carbonated, and hopefully they did carbonate. So This is like my second beer ever, so let's see how it goes.